Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today's the day that we see those ratings for Tears of the Kingdom, and let's get right into that with the Metacritic score here, and it's sitting at a 96. And that is with 83 critic reviews, and you can see the breakdown here. There's only one that's mixed, and I looked through that review and the person pretty much said they didn't care for Breath of the Wild, so I'm not sure why they're reviewing Tears of the Kingdom. But they gave the game overall a 60, which I think is okay. That's fair. At least it's not a review bomb and you're giving it a 0. And the score right now is sitting just 1 point below Breath of the Wild, which has a 97. Now there'll be some more reviews come in over the next few weeks, so I wouldn't doubt if this might actually end up going up as we get some outlets that didn't have access to the game ahead of time be able to give it a review after it has all the latest patches. And just as a side note, I will start streaming the game tonight at midnight on my Twitch channel, and you can find a link to that in the description below, so if you want to come and join me and experience it together, that would be awesome. So I definitely think the hype level for this game is super high, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a disappointment. But let me know what you think in the comments. Is Tears of the Kingdom something you've really been looking forward to, and how soon do you plan on playing it? And in some other Nintendo related news, the company Sharp that manufactures various electronics had their investors briefing today. And in that, they may have kind of spilt the beans on what they're working on related to gaming consoles. And we have the headline here from Bloomberg: Sharp to supply a new console display. And in the article here it says, Sharp on Thursday revealed it was supplying liquid crystal displays to a quote, upcoming game console, potentially spurring speculation that Nintendo is getting ready to update its popular but aging Switch. Now, this isn't any hard confirmation that the next Switch is what this is being used in. And the Sharp Chief Executive Officer Robert Wu was asked which company is this screen being developed for, and his response here, he says, I can't comment on any details regarding specific customers, but as to a new gaming console, we've been involved in its R&D stage. Now, it looks like if this is for the next Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Ninjas already made a call to Sharp, because in their PDF here for their investors, they removed that line about a screen. And you can see the highlighted version here, and then it was changed and that portion was removed. Which leads me to speculate they weren't really supposed to be talking about this yet. But who knows, maybe it could be for that remote play only PlayStation device. But we do know that Sharp has provided screens for Nintendo devices, I believe the 3DS, in the past. And I thought it was interesting that it mentioned liquid crystal display, so LCD, and nothing about OLED. But who knows what this is actually for. Probably whenever it gets announced, we'll look back and say, oh, that's what they were talking about. Next, if you remember back in February, the Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav had stated during an earnings call that, quote, there's lots more to come, including the highly anticipated Mortal Kombat 12 and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, games also set for release this year with ambitious launch projections. Well, we know that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been postponed by a year, but we still have this Mortal Kombat game that seemingly got announced here with nothing official yet. Well, it looks like we have a bit of a leak from the Twitter account Bill Coon, who has correctly leaked stuff in the past, and it says, exclusive upcoming release. Next Mortal Kombat game from NetherRealm Studios WB Games will be called Mortal Kombat 1, and it'll be for PC, PS5, Xbox Series systems, and curiously enough, Nintendo Switch. And this is in line with some of the rumors we've been hearing that the Mortal Kombat franchise may get sort of a reset And in fact, the official Mortal Kombat Twitter account sent this out yesterday. It's almost time, and in this animation you can see the clock pauses on 11, which is the last Mortal Kombat game that came out, and then it jumps to 1, skipping over 12. So it sounds like we may get some kind of announcement in the next few weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this announced at that rumored Sony showcase around the 25th of May. And then finally, we have the return of the Famitsu sales coming out of Japan. Now, we didn't have this last week because Japan was observing Golden Week, in which they basically take the whole week off. So these are total sales for the past 2 weeks, and let's start with the software sales. We have a couple new entries, but of course coming in at number 1 is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And then we have the PlayStation 4 release of Hogwarts Legacy that just came out, and then we have Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, followed by Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and then Splatoon 3, followed by Minecraft, and then the other new entry here, Star Wars Jedi Survivor for the PlayStation 5, coming in at number 7. And then the last 3 here are normal favorites, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Nintendo Switch Sports, and Mario Party Superstars. So I think it was pretty impressive to see Hogwarts Legacy for the PlayStation 4 come out in second place and actually beating out the other new entry, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And I think a lot of this has to do with just the large install base of PlayStation 4s in Japan. And then moving on to the hardware sales, we have the Switch OLED model coming in at a whopping 184,000 units over the past 2 weeks. Followed by the PlayStation 5, and then we have the original Switch at number 3, and then the PS5 Digital Edition at 4, the Switch Lite at number 5, and the PlayStation 4 selling over 2,000 units, which is almost twice as many as the Xbox Series S and X combined. And then let's take a look at our updated graph here, and I did average out the past 2 weeks across 2 weeks, so this isn't the past 2 weeks in one point on the graph, but you can see the Switch still had a huge bump here for the past 2 weeks, and I'm sure it's because of that Tears of the Kingdom OLED version. And I think if we had had separate sales numbers for the past 2 weeks, we probably would have seen a larger spike on the week that Switch OLED was released. But I'll be curious to see how much momentum the Switch continues after this bump from the OLED version. I have a feeling we'll have some people that just go ahead and buy it a week or 2 later, and then some people who just really want to play Tears of the Kingdom and pick up a Switch. And that's all we have for today. Did anything we cover catch your attention? Make sure to leave a comment below and let me know. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. Only about 10% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, so it really would help the channel out quite a bit. I want to thank you for watching, and be good.